those who don't study history are doomed to repeat it, and those who do study history are doomed to watch everyone else repeat it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this episode. I'm Tracy.
And I am Casey.
And we're playing another Ranked Matches the Lock. We're going to rock the lock. You said you were going to start the episode with something, and you totally didn't. Casey?
What's up?
You said you were going to start the episode with something, and you didn't.
I don't remember what it was. I'm like texting somebody at the same time as I'm trying to do this.
I saved the previous episode. You're like, I'm going to totally start the next episode by doing this. Neither one of us remembers what this is.
I don't know. I can say this, though. Change your fate.
A minute has not passed, and you've forgotten what the hell we were going to do.
Hey. In the words of the immortal Beyonce, I've been drinking.
I don't think I could even name a Beyonce song.
I can totally name a couple
not
right
at all.
now, and I'm not going to.
Not something I can do.
I mean,
there's not a lot of pop singers I listen to. I'm not a big pop music fan.
Yeah. If I ever came into like your house and I heard you like jamming out to Katy Perry, I'd probably like faint.
I do like a lot of like
just be like what?
I do like a lot of like not popular in America pop music. Like I like Lily Allen, but that's about it.
I mean, I've heard of Lily Allen. I don't know if I've heard any of Lily Allen.
And she does like fuck you very very much.
No.
Damn it! There's a song called Alfie.
So is it like just parody pop then, kind of?
No, it's not parody at all.
Oh.
It's like rebellious, but like instead of like the American "look at my ass" rebellion, it's actually like it's like, why are you racist? It's what are you after? It's actually what you want is not a perfect non-racist world. It's approval. And it's approval you're after. You're after the approval of your father because they had the same bigotries you did. And that's not how you get approval. You're actually just creating hate and you're a bigot. You're not actually helping anyone by being a racist. And there's it's pop music with a purpose, which American pop music just lacks significantly because in the last year and a half, our big debate in American pop music is whether or not it's okay to have skinny bitches or normal
bitches.
Weight bitches. Yeah, thick bitches. Is that what they call them? I don't know.
Thick would be like slightly fat, but like kind of like husky. Not fat, but like, thick. Like
even like people are like, oh, this is the new song that's the anthem for women, and like destroys the stereotype of fat or skinny women being sexy. And I'm like, it calls thin women in this song skinny bitches. That's not destroying a stereotype. That's trying to create a new one.
Well, I know my one friend she really hates the one song about, All About That Bass or whatever.
Yeah, that's the song I was just talking about.
Well, she hates it because she's skinnier and like there's reasons for it. Like even, I've talked to my mom about it, and my mom was born with her stomach upside down. And like, so when she was like a baby, they had to go in and like flip her stomach right side up, and
they let the damn dog
to this day, she suffers from, she gets really skinny. Like she's just naturally really skinny because of that. And like, I was talking to her about it, and she was like, I don't mind the song, the tune, but she was like, I don't appreciate it when they're, they kind of, because it's not just empowering heavier set women, it's putting down
it's hating
skinny
on
women. And it's like a lot of girls who are skinny like that, it's that I've noticed, it's usually like medical reasons. Like my mother's, she also can't, I was adopted because she can't have kids because she learned later on after my mom, my dad had tried for a little bit, they couldn't have children, and they eventually, adopted me and my brother because my mom eventually learned, because they had never really her parents had never told her that they had to actually tie her tubes because of the operation when she was a baby.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So she figured that out, and because she couldn't get pregnant, and she went to the doctor, and the doctors were like, yeah, no, you are not able to have. I don't know if it's exactly that's what like tubes tying, but it's something My mom explained it as like that's kind of what it basically was, and because they had to operate at basically when she was still kind of a newborn, because they had to, because of her stomach was upside down, and in the process they did that.
Had to do invasive surgery.
Yeah. So
and like I hate music that's like be empowered because you're fat and hate on thin people, or be empowered because you're thin and hate on fat people, because it's just a lot of people are like, oh, this is an empowerment song. It's hate music. It's all it is to me. Like a lot of American pop music that's like so hugely looked at and treated as if it's like some massive breakthrough. We had butt songs for like what's this song? I like big butts, I cannot lie. Butt songs are nothing new, and like this seems to be all I hear about whenever I listen to like any kind of pop music culture thing is like the weight issues of America.
It's not because it went from just like. Because the whole thing about it, though, is, like, now it's kind of like a pop music thing. Like, it used to be a rap music, like, thick chicks, yeah. But now that it's a pop thing, and therefore not just a lower class kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, let's just be completely honest with ourselves. Rap music is... Now it's more... It's everything, you know what I mean? Because there are, like, middle to upper class rappers. Like, there's, like, Childish Gambino is...
Yeah, it has
Danny
a wider
Glover or whatever it is.
It has a wider rock and roll. Like all music starts the same way, like that. It focuses towards a minority,
lower middle class,
and then that minority brings it to the majority.
Yeah.
But like all music does that. Rock and roll did that.
But
rap
I'm
did
saying
that.
like now that
now that it's mainstream,
it went from like something kind of not really talked about or known to now all the. I don't want to be racist, but like. All the heavier set middle school white chicks,
suburban,
who are just like oh my god, yeah, it's okay for me to be this way, and it's like, first of all, I hate when people are like this is just now an issue, because it's like, no,
that's what I was.
First of all, you should be treating your kids and telling them that they're awesome no matter how they are anyway. Pop music shouldn't be the reason your kids feel accepted and welcomed.
Yeah. I totally agree with that.
There is something wrong with a lot of things if pop music has to fix something. First of all, like pop music is a good way to notice something, but I feel like nobody's actually doing anything. Like people are speaking out and being like, yeah, it's okay to be a little bit heavier set. As long as you're healthy. Yeah, now it's turning into, as long as you're a healthy, like you're healthy fat. You know what I mean? Which I completely understand. I don't have a problem with you if you're heavier weight. I just have a problem with if you are obese and, medically at risk.
And
overweight.
You choose to do nothing about it.
Yeah, like you're not like heavy, obviously, but you're a big.
I am
dude.
definitely heavy. I am overweight, but I'm hypoglycemic. My body overproduces insulin.
And honestly,
I have to diet 24/7. I can't eat sugar or bread. Like I have to live with this.
But would you say you're in good shape for what you're dealing with?
I am in better shape than your average skinny person by far.
Okay, but well, see, that's what I like to hear, though. I hate when girls who might have, because I'm worried it'll let women who think they're perfect just the way they are, when they might have something that they need to go to the doctor.
Well, my thing is,
like if you're obese, you are at risk for heart attack and shit like that. You can die.
Yeah.
So I'm
absolutely.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you
We're getting into a very real episode here.
It's getting real.
Yeah.
In the Tracy and Casey and the Danger Bro Extraordinary show.
Well, it's one of the big pop things culture. with pop culture. But I hate American pop culture because it's always bringing up these issues and then like pretending that it's a song or something that presents values as a good thing when there's so much hate in it. Because like Got Back song, I don't care if you're thin or if you're fat. All right, that's not what attracts me to a person. What attracts me to a person is typically attitude. And if you're basing your entire thing on I hate this group because they're not like me, you're essentially a racist. Yes?
It would be... I'm pretty sure there's a word for being like sexist and racist. To being judgmental towards a body type. I know there's probably a word for it.
There's a word for everything.
People would say that's just a preference, but at the same time, if you're hating on the opposite of your preference...
If you're not sexually attracted to, that's different from I hate that group.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like now that being heavier set is okay, heavier set chicks are taking their frustrations that they've been boiling up into on skinnier women.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I feel like, what's happening.
It feels like a circle of abuse is really what it feels like.
Soon, eventually, it's going to go back to being skinny, and then skinny is going to be making fun of fat, and then it's going to go back to being not fat, thicker, and then thicker is going to make fun of skinny. It's just a never-ending circle of hatred.
Those who see history are doomed to... Those who don't study history are doomed to repeat it, and those who do study history are doomed to watch everyone else repeat it.
That's part of the reason why I love history, but I hate it, because I know a lot of these trends, and it pains me, because
you remember the Weather Girls?
Oh, the bikini?
No, the Weather Girls. Like, it's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men.
I know the song. I don't know the artist, to be honest.
They're called the Weather Girls. There's some really... they used to be church choir people, and they started a band called the Weather Girls, and they were pretty much a one-hit wonder. But they were like really heavy-set black chicks, but they played it up as sexuality.
Yeah.
And because of that, like, fat was hot for a little while because this top-charting one-hit wonder happened. But that was like right when Baby Got Back. I think it's right when Baby Got Back came out and stuff like that. So what happened was Thick was popular again. We had all of these issues, and the hate happened because of it. But because the Weather Girls weren't hating on thin chicks, it was less destructive. Now the heavier set chicks who are playing up sexuality are and men too are hating on the thin people, and we're just having this circle of hate, and it's so stupid.
No, yeah, it used to be like, you would just empower yourself and you wouldn't damage anybody else. Now you can't empower yourself.
You got another purple thingy.
Ooh, flame cannon.
Yeah, there is definitely, it's harder to empower yourself without damaging others now, all of a sudden, for some reason.
It sucks that I have to say this, but that's just kind of the way it works. Especially when it comes to entertainment, People don't just want empowering. They want empowering, and then they want to be able to yell at somebody for it.
Or they want to...
People want violence.
They want
even if
blame.
People want hatred. It's a terrible thing that people, especially nowadays, that like equality is a big issue. Like, not an issue, but it's
definitely a big issue.
It's an issue, but like now that we have a lot better rights than we used to, I feel like our culture is turning towards a system of hatred that is just directed at anything,
any minority whatsoever.
Because like, back during racist eras and Jim Crow and all
now
that,
we don't have one particular group to blame. We're searching for a new one. That's really what's going on.
Well, and like people will go, even if you like, I was in a sociology class, and it's interesting to read how people always need a scapegoat, no matter what it is. Like, let's say, you lose your job and you're like a you're a farmhand. You lose your job, and it literally is like your next door neighbor gets the job or something. Your boss comes up to you, is like, you're being replaced. We have a worker who's working for less. Let's say it's not even, what you would assume be like a Mexican or an immigrant. You're always going to probably go and say, hey, screw immigration, fuck Mexicans,
find
stealing my job. That's finding a scapegoat. It literally could be they didn't even replace you. They just didn't need an extra worker.
Yep.
And I guarantee you, whoever that is, we're all guilty of it. That's the unfortunate part. Yep. Is, humanity and cultures, we need somebody to blame for our problems, because we just don't know how to deal with them most of the time. A lot of things that we have to use scapegoats for, it's no easy answer. Because you might blame those Mexicans, but at the same time, you might know somebody who, may or may not be an illegal immigrant in a country, and, you love them and you care for them and you'd hate to see them deported, but then at the same time, you've got these conflictions, and it's hard.
It's a very interesting thing. It's a weird, it's a weird cultural reality. Yeah. Thanks for watching this extremely, off-topic, not particularly funny, but very particularly deep. Love yourself. Love everyone else. Try saying "my bad"
we
every
love
now
you.
and then. Like, you mess up. You're human. Get over it. Be happy about what you have done right, and focus on good things.
Apologies are not a sign of weakness. They are a sign of strength.
Well, they're... Yeah, sure. Goodbye.
Bye.